Steph has some news he'd like to announce.
Yeah, I've over the last week I've signed on for 2020, so I'll be around for next year, which I'm really excited about.
What were some of the reasons behind the decision, mate?
Only one reason, I just love being here. Just stoked to be around. We've got, I guess if you wanted me to elaborate, we've got a group that is really exciting. But more importantly, I feel like this is my family here. This club is my family, and I've been around. This will be 8 years come next year, so it's the only place I want to play my footy.
Last time, I think, one of the last times we were down here, every question was about your future, mate, so it must feel really good to have it sorted now.
It's unreal. It's really nice to not have to wait till the end of the year to know that I'll be around next year. And as I talked about last time, I'm not young anymore, so I really appreciate the club signing me on this early in the year in a way. I just want to repay the faith and continue to try to play good footy for the team.
Only 1 year though, were you hoping for more?
I would have taken more, but it is what it is. I think that's the way it goes when you're the wrong side of 30. So that's fine. I'll just keep getting 1 year deals. I'll get 5 of them.
You've always said you know that the end can come quickly when you're like at your age, but it doesn't seem to be coming quickly. You must still feel really good at the moment.
Thanks, I appreciate that. I do feel great. I've put a lot of work into my body to try to stave that off. So I hope it all works out that way. Also in the mind, I never think of myself as an old guy, so I consciously want to fight against that, and I don't see any reason why I would have to fall off the edge of a cliff. At least I'll try my very best not to let that happen.
Have you spoken to a few of the boys yet? Let them know you'll be sticking around?
Yeah, so we announce these things internally before it gets announced to the public, so they've known for a week or two that I'll be around.
In your time at the club, has there ever been a more exciting period than this season?
No, there hasn't. No, not at all. I've said to a few people, this feels like what footy should be. I personally haven't experienced anything like this before, and having been around for a while, it's like I'm a young kid again, because this type of work environment, this type of job satisfaction is things that are new to me even. So yeah, easily the most exciting time that I've been around a footy club. And yeah, on the dawn of post-season, again, for a lot of us, it's something really exciting.
What does that mean to you, Steph? Like, you've been playing for 10 years or so, and this will be your first dip at a finals campaign.
Yeah, it's huge. Again, it's not the time to think about that, and I know that as boring as that is, there's a lot of wisdom in that. We want to finish as high as we can on the ladder. Starts this week against the Bulldogs, but just for a second, if I was to talk about it, yes, it's incredibly exciting to think that we can play finals, especially the order that it's gone, having gone through a lot of lean years, and perhaps, well, it seems like we will now play finals. I feel like that's a better order than if we had played finals early in my career and then had a lot of dark times after. So, yeah, really exciting and glad to be part of it.
So you mentioned, it starts this week with the Bulldogs. Is there a kind of sense of excitement amongst the boys having those, these 3 massive games here at home?
There is. It's nice because we've had a few tough away games. The danger would be that we think because we're at the Gabba for 3 weeks in a row that it's just going to happen. We've learnt already this year that if you assume that sort of thing, you get found out pretty quick. So as much as it is exciting to be at the Gabba, we've got to lock in each week and make sure we get the win. And we haven't beaten the Bulldogs in quite some time, so that's an important one to get.
During your planning sessions, what are some of the things you've highlighted that you need to do to stop the Bulldogs this weekend?
So we looked through, I think since 2016, they've smashed us in contested ball and clearance. So from a midfield point of view, they're the things that we just have to get right. We got beaten in clearance on the weekend by the Hawks, but were lucky enough to win. But you're not going to win too many games losing the clearance battle like that.
How were you able to change the momentum on Saturday, Steph? Because you were getting belted around the stoppages in the first half, but the second half you seemed to arrest that.
I think our defenders have done a great job all year in setting up shape behind the ball. I feel like that played a huge part in it. They were able to fend off a lot of their attacks from the centre bounce and from their clearance wins. Also, our forwards are really good at capitalising and taking half chances, as they always have been this year. We're very lucky to have those guys up the front end. So perhaps we got away with a few things and it covered over our clearance loss. But as I say, you can't afford to lose that battle too often.
You only played the Dogs 10 weeks ago or something, and they got you. Like, did you? I know you just said they played good contested footy, but what else?
Yeah. Oh, they threw a few different looks at us too. They threw extra numbers at the ball at the stoppages, so that's something we'll have to deal with or to prepare for. Yeah, as I say, a lot of guys that will win contested ball, and if we're not ready to fight them in that area, we won't win the game. And yeah, we probably didn't make the most of our chances that day either, so that probably played a part as well.
Always happy to welcome Harris back this week.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he's such an important player, isn't he? So, you know, Josh Walker did a good job. So did the other defenders, but he's always going to be a very welcome addition.
Although you probably don't need him. I think you won 6 out of 7 without him.
Yeah, there's a bit of that around the world. I mean, I think Kyrie Irving's record, the Celtics win more without him, but you couldn't say that they're a better team without him. It's probably the same with Harris. You'd never think the team would be better without him. But funny little stat.
Are you giving it to him? You keep reminding everyone's saying.
I give it to him about so many different things. I mean, I wouldn't stop there, but yeah, that's just add it to the list. There's so many things.
Just getting back to one-year deals, I won't go into who, but some players, you know, some codes, they like one-year deals because they know they've got to aim up every year. They actually don't want long-term. Maybe that can apply to you as well. Is that in that, you know?
That's the way I've sort of flipped it in my own mind. So initially, yeah, you want the security and you want to know you'll be around. But once it was clear that I was only going to get 1 year, that's exactly what I've done. I've sort of gone, okay, cool. It's a little bit exciting. You know, yeah, as you say, you're forced to, you know, squeeze the most out of every session, which you'd like to think you would anyway, but maybe just even more so. So yeah, that's the way I'm going to view it.
Mitch Robbo, probably a good example of that. Got a year this year and started in the essentially the reserves during the pre-season, but having an amazing year.
Oh, he's been career best form, I would have thought, and rewarded with a 2-year deal. So he likes to let me know that he was able to get 2 years. But I'm stoked for him. He deserves every bit of it. So yeah, definitely rewarded for being such a heroic player for us.